UndergroundVideoNetwork.com presents the We Talk Too Much podcast.
This is where the fun begins.
Comic books, superheroes, sci-fi, gaming, and everything nerdy.
That's it. This is just too weird.
Now, here's your host of the We Talk Too Much podcast, Mike and Richard.
Hey! For anybody out there watching right now, you gotta understand that was the first time I've seen that new opening, and that was baller. I love that. Oh my God, dude, that was well done, Richard, and thank you to the Frank too. Our friend Frank is the one that did the voiceover for that. That was awesome, Richard. That was. Oh man! So hey, welcome everybody to this first episode of Underground Video Network's We Talk Too Much, the video podcast. That's right. We talk too much. Now you're seeing us talk too much, and it's our very first thing. Season three. Season of our first episode of 2021, and yikes, boy, did I need this. Oh man. Oh, Rich. This is the first chance that Richard and I have gotten to see each other since the holiday break. Rich, how was your holidays?
Oh, it was pretty good. Didn't really do much, but
Same here. Yeah, New Year's was a complete, but I did absolutely nothing New Year's. I gotta tell this story real quick though, Rich. I got to give a huge shout out real quick to my old man, my dad. It was Christmas Day, and you know we did it very safe. You know we're a very tight knit family. We had Christmas together, me and my sister and my nephews, and everybody's passing around Christmas presents. And my dad hands me a box, and I made the joke. You know how you do when you were little. You know, I shook the box. And I recognized the sound, and I wish you could have seen the reaction on my face because it was that's Lego. So I go into the other room and I open it up, and my dad got me this really kick-ass Lego set. 43 years old, and you wonder what my dad thinks about me still building Legos. He bought me a set for Christmas. But here was the kicker, Richard. I'm sitting there talking to him, and along with the set, it came with this little Christmas tree, and even I had never seen this little Lego Christmas tree before. And I was like, "Where did you get this?" He goes, "Oh, it was free with a purchase at the store." And I go, "What store?" He goes, "The Lego store." And I looked at my dad. I went, "You went to the Lego store?" "Yeah." You. And he started laughing. He's like, "What?" I go, "I haven't been to the Lego store yet." He goes, "Now I know right where it's at. I'll take you." I was like, "Oh my God." So yeah, that was a fun little thing for me over Christmas time. Is I got a Lego set from my dad.
I did do something last couple weeks. I created two new zines. I got the first one out is the number 2 issue of More in Life, and then the other one is a retrospective of all my art projects at OSU. And it's all been collected together in this Cat Comics Presents. So it's got some wide shots there. It's just some of my art stuff that I drew and stuff. And I decided to put them together in the zine format. So
that's awesome. And I love when I follow. Well, of course, I followed you on Instagram forever. The 3D glitch things you do. Oh, dude, I'm telling you, I love those because I'll look at them, and then. It's probably dangerous, but I put the screen up as close as I can to my face, and it's like it's close to an LSD trip as I'll ever get. I'll just sit there and like, oh, the colors, man. Then it starts to move a little bit, and I'm like, I think I'm freaking out. Oh, man.
But we did get – oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No. I was just saying we got a good treat over on Christmas there. We got a movie dropped.
That's right. I think the movie in question was probably one of the big reasons why everybody was excited to join up with HBO Max. I am, of course, talking about Wonder Woman 1984. Yeah, I I watched it, and yeah, uh, I'm not saying I didn't enjoy it. I enjoyed it, but man, it could have been so much better.
I just watched an interview the other day, and they had the main four stars and the director Patty Jenkins, right? And
Mhm.
she was saying something I didn't really realize when she was directing that she was going for a movie that like it was directed and would have been released in 1984.
I can kind of see that.
So that makes a little more sense on why some of it looked like it did and stuff. Hey Frank, how's it going? Frank's watching.
Hey, Frank. Okay, but then that makes me. Here's another thing that makes me even angrier about that, though. That how do you have a movie that was set in 1984 that she shot to make it feel like it was filmed in 1984 or not have any 80s music? Any 80s music? There wasn't anything.
That's
Not
true.
one. Like if you want to buy the soundtrack, it's all score. There was no, you know, come on, she couldn't have licensed something.
Yeah. Well, it was supposed to be a superhero movie, so
There were still there were still plenty of no.
see,
I'm not.
they wouldn't had modern day music in with a movie from 1984 or any
No,
other rockabilly at that time.
that's what I'm saying. 84 music from
Well,
84.
that's a modern day interpretation of an 84 movie. But what I'm saying, if it really was taking place in 84, it would have just been soundtrack because that's like all the Supermans at the time. There was no really rock and roll, any of those movies.
Okay, I see her.
Almost any type of superhero movie that came out in 84 was all just orchestra type, you know, Batman,
Yeah,
late 80s or whatever,
yeah,
you know.
yeah, I
So,
can see that.
and we're just so used to Guardians of the Galaxy now. That's the problem.
Well, yeah, that's true. But I mean, it was such a good market. I mean, especially, well, maybe that was another reason why she chose not to, because being in the 80s, it was all that era music was kind of already,
Yeah.
it'd been done before. But
I'm just kind of defending because after this interview, it almost made sense of what she was trying to create.
I can see that now. I don't think she succeeded as well as, considering that it took her to explain it to understand that.
Yeah.
But I gotta tell you, I just there were so many things I had a problem with. I mean, Gal Gadot, she was fantastic. She was still a great Wonder Woman. The fault in the movie does not. Once again, it's one of those movies to me where the fault in the movies do not lie within the actors. I
No.
thought everybody gave a. My one big. Oh man, I hate to say it, but it was one of those movies where the more I talked about it, I hate to say, the more I started to dislike it. I had an interesting conversation with my friend Kim because she watched it, and it was kind of weird because we were both. It was. I wish you could have read our conversation because she likes comic books, but she's not a comic book fan like I am, and I'm a guy. So I was asking her, like, I didn't like the movie. As a guy, is that okay? Because I know it was written and directed and produced by a woman, and I was like, I felt bad for not liking it. And as a woman, she was like, no, I didn't like it at all. Then she goes, well, let me ask you something. She goes, I'm not that big of a comic book nerd. She goes, is it okay for me to dislike it, not being a comic book nerd? So I'm like, no, it didn't it didn't strike on all chords for me as a comic book movie either, or at least as a comic book, So we were both asking each other's permission. Is it okay if I don't like this movie? And like, no, it's okay. You don't like this movie. Is it okay if I don't like this movie? She's like, no, it's okay if you don't like this movie. Again, disclaimer: the thoughts and we're gonna have to make this. You're gonna have to make this disclaimer, Richard. From now on, I'll give you the okay sign to put it up. But these are my opinions, and again, spoilers.
Right? Yeah, we forgot that, but I figured everybody's seen it.
Yeah, but she had a great performance. Kristen Wiig I liked her character. Her character though is already getting a lot of flack because it's a new trope that all the villains are falling into, where if you look at a lot of the comic book movies over the past couple decades, it's always that geeky, sheepish, pushed around geek who gets superpowers and then becomes a megalomaniacal, supervillain. And it's just like, this movie did it, this movie did it, this movie did it, this movie did it, this movie did it. But I thought she did very well. Chris Pine, he was in it. I don't know why.
That was kind of creepy, though.
Thank you. This was a point. Again, this is another reason why you go to your local comic book shop, because it was something even I hadn't thought about. Was the fact that Chris Pine's character essentially quantum leaped into the body of a dude that was already alive and living. And Wonder Woman had absolutely no problem with the fact that her wish essentially killed that man. Because let's face it, she wasn't going to unwish Steve.
Well, I looked at it more like Doc Ock when Peter Parker and Doc Ock switched bodies, kind of.
Yeah.
It was the same scenario, because he did stuff to Mary Jane.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing, in a way, because, I don't know. It just didn't seem right, because I thought it was very, very creepy, because really Wonder Woman was the only one that saw him as Steve Trevor. Everybody else saw him as another guy.
See, that was a part of the movie that still confuses me. Did she see him as Steve Trevor? Because
it was supposed to be, I think, because that's what they were saying in the interviews. So I was just going along with it. So
because like the scene where Trevor looks in the mirror and sees the other guy, that's where I got Quantum Leap from, because I'm like, that is right. I was so wanting him. I just wanted him to look in the mirror and go, oh boy, and then Al shows up like, Sam, there's a 98% chance we got to defeat Cheetah for you to make the leap home, We got
to correct the timeline.
But that thinking about it, that really did bug me, that him jumping into that body essentially ended the life of that human being, and Wonder Woman was completely cool with it. I'm gonna stop these bank robbers from hurting anybody, but when it comes to my personal life, kill away, bro, kill away.
Until my power starts slipping away, then I need my powers. Oh.
And the other elephant in the room, man, what they did to Max Lord, God. Look, I'm an old Max Lord fan, because I remember, Justice League International. Right. That's how far back I know Max Lord. And I know Max Lord as a guy who damn near single-handedly ended the DC universe. You know what I mean? From his work with Checkmate to the OMAC to everything. When I think Max Lord, when I think of Max Lord and Wonder Woman, I think of, I think of Max Lord being the guy that killed Blue Beetle, not infomercial self-help guru Tony Robbins over here. That was
oil mongol.
God, man. And then the whole. Let me ask you, Richard, because none of us. at the comic book store could figure this out. The whole idea behind the wish thing. Okay, so
Right.
if you're holding the wish stone and you make a wish, you get a wish, but it's like the monkey's paw. I got that. That part was cool. But when he wished it into himself, where the hell did the idea that when somebody made a wish, he got a wish?
I'm not sure. That
Where
didn't
the
make
hell did that
sense.
mumbo jumbo come from?
I don't know. I think he was trying to say that he was the monkey stone, so that people got the wishes off of him. So, but he would only get wishes that would benefit him.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't
But
know.
even the small goofy ones, like the one thing there was a little jokes here and there, like when they were showing the world going to hell in the handbasket. The one guy walking around like, "Have you seen my sheep? I wished for a farm." You know, I mean, the idea was really good. The idea that, be careful what you wish for was great, but it really, to me, it was lackluster.
Yeah, like the president, they got 100 more nuclear missiles. Woo!
Yeah, and and then it was a real stretch where it was, oh, if I go to the super secret satellite base, then I'm touching all of these people. Like, dude, that's a stretch, even by comic book terms, man.
It was better than Star Wars. Oh,
No.
I'm talking the Ronald Reagan Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it was supposed to be. What it was supposed to be, where the missiles could interact, and the whole alert system was in everybody's houses across the whole world. Yeah, it was Wonder Woman. It happened. I'm kind of a little bit happy that it was on HBO Max.
Yeah. Well, that was the other thing too, as I really dug the mall scene, but I had a couple problems with it where, I mean, it was already established in Justice League that like after her stint during, World War I, like that was it. No one had seen anything about Wonder Woman. That's the reason why no one knew who she was. Even the world's greatest detective, Batman, had no idea who this woman was.
So did someone wish everything to be back to the way it was before?
Well, no. I see. I don't know, because when Max took back his wish, it undid the wishes.
So did nobody know who she was then?
But even still, though, even the thing like at the mall or something.
Yeah, she destroyed the cameras though and everything.
But she waited until she was completely done.
That destroys the tape. That destroys the VHS tape.
Oh, show me that scene then. Then I'll buy that one. Show me her walking into the security room, taking out the beta.
No. When it hit the camera, it sent electrical shock into the security room and burned out the tape.
Oh, that's reaching harder than plastic, man. Come on.
Oh well.
And then okay.
What?
Two more problems I have with this movie. Again, like I said, it was a popcorn movie. I take it for what it was, but I find fault in it. Thing number one I had a problem with was the fact that with Steve Rogers, with Steve Trevor being in 1984, he was so out of touch that he didn't know what a trash can was. He thought it was popular art. She's like, no, that's a trash can. But you put him in a modern jet,
it's all the same. It's all the same. Flying is all the same.
Yeah. He went from this. I mean, this was it. It was like ignition, maybe a couple toggle switches, and then this to, here's the I got to put up the landing gear. So, did he fly the entire way there with the landing gear down?
Well, you forgot they were supposed to go up and turn the propeller first. Remember back in the day?
Yes. I would have actually appreciated that scene if he would have been like, "Where's the propeller at?"
Yeah.
But no, this dude just jumped into a, what at the time would have been a very modern, jet fighter, and was just like, I got this.
Then it
You know,
turns
yeah. And two, when the hell did making stuff invisible become one of her powers?
she got it from Zeus. Now, come on.
Honestly, Richard, you know what it really reminded me of? It reminded me, remember how much crap, what was it? It was either Superman 2 or Superman 3, where they were just like making up powers for Superman, like
Right.
the thing where he took the thing off his chest and made a big, net out of it.
Right.
And then he fixed the Great Wall with his incredible wall fixo vision. Her making stuff invisible reminded me of that. It was like a really bad
80s movie.
like they had no way. They had no way of doing it logistically. They're just like, make it a power. I don't know. That was lazy. That's what it boiled down to me. A lot of that movie felt like lazy writing.
I think it was like rewrites on top of rewrites. I think they had a bunch of cuts. They were going to go one direction, and they were forced into do something else. It's called having Warner Brothers on your tail.
And I can see that. I can completely see that.
That's why I'm so amazed as Zack Snyder's got full reign over his HBO Max thing.
Yeah.
His project. Supposedly that's him. No one's telling him what to do. But how come these other guys or women, have to do it the way Warner Brother wants them to present it?
It reminds me slightly of when you hear what went on in the making of Spider-Man 3.
Oh, yeah.
Because at its core, Spider-Man 3 sounded like a really good movie, but when you hear stories about how Fox was just like, throw this in. Well, we can, it won't make sense. Don't care. Throw it in. And it turned into a big steaming pile of garbage.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Wonder Woman 84 was a steaming pile of garbage. It was enjoyable to watch, but
it was cringy.
Let me ask you this, Richard. When I thought it was a cool scene when Wonder Woman learned how to fly. I did like that scene.
Oh, yeah.
It felt organic, her riding the lightning I thought was really cool. And then she learned that she could fly. But the world's coming to an end. She's flying to this island. Yet she made a detour to go put on a suit of armor that really didn't do anything later in the movie.
It protected her from what's her name's claws
for 5 minutes. That was such a letdown, because when she first dropped down in that suit of armor with those wings, that was baller.
But then that gives us a mid-credit scene. It gives us a whole reason for the mid-credit scene.
Basically, yeah, that was about it.
And then for Wonder Woman 3, so we can have someone come back in Wonder Woman 3.
I'm all for that.
It's already been approved, so.
Good. Because look, not every sequel, we've talked about this before, not every sequel could be Empire. Wonder Woman is still like top 5 for me of comic book movies. I thought that movie was brilliant. I find very few flaws. Personally, this is my opinion. I find very few flaws in Wonder Woman. I even think from a movie point of view, from a film point of view, it's better than like Aquaman. But I like Aquaman,
Yeah.
But as a film, but the second one, God, man. Oh.
It was better than Batman and Robin.
Oh God, come on. That's not even, dude, Spider-Man 3 was better than Batman and Robin. Dude, the Roger Corman Fantastic Four was better than Batman and Robin. Oh man.
Well, we got another holiday treat too.
Yes. Speaking of kick-ass women, you want to talk about a way to bring. Oh man, and I almost didn't think I was going to be able to see it, Richard, because dude, it was supposed. We're talking about Doctor Who. I don't even know how
It was a
they
holiday.
didn't really, the holiday special.
Episode. Yeah.
Yeah, because it didn't fall on Christmas like
They
years
called it the
before.
holiday episode is what they called it. So
Yeah, and it was one of the few ones where it was the holiday episode, but didn't have anything to do with the holidays. We didn't get the cool spinning Christmas tree with the exploding ornaments or the pointy teeth snowman or
the Titanic.
oh, I love that one so much. But even that was set during Christmas.
Right.
With the appearance, William oh God, Wilford. Don't get me started. Okay. But we might not have gotten anything Christmas, but man, we got something even better, man. The real official return of Captain Jack, man. Oh, and by God, they spent the wardrobe department spent a little bit more time on his hair this time than they did that last episode he was in. Dude, even he's made fun of that hair. And that last episode, not this last episode, but the episode before where he made a little bit of a little tiny cameo. Even he was just like, man, he goes, it was like, that was some bad Grecian for men hair for me. Like that was, I don't even think that was hair dye. I think that was a wig, which is why it looked so bad. But
I think it was, yeah.
Oh, but he was awesome. Everything, I loved this episode. I am a huge Jodie Whittaker fan. I think she's fantastic. I think a lot of the problems that people have with Jodie Whittaker isn't Jodie Whittaker; it's the writing,
Right.
which again, it falls under the Wonder Woman thing. Where it's like it's not the actors or the actresses; it was the writing.
Well, some episodes are really strong, and then other episodes get really wobbly.
Yeah.
So I just don't understand how a showrunner cannot have a consistency in a season. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It just seems like that. What is his name? Chris something isn't? I can't think.
Trinball or Trinball.
Yeah, I just wish you could keep a steady pace with the series. It seems like you get 2-3 episodes really good. I'm talking about the last season, and then you have these ones that just doesn't seem like it even fits in the whole Doctor Who canyon. No. But oh well. But the holiday special seemed like it was trying to get you like how sometimes Doctor Who's the episodes where they jump off and jump on points.
Yes,
and that's what this was.
And which was ironic because it was a jumping on point for some people, but it was a jumping off for a couple characters. We're gonna. Oh man. Don't get me wrong. I loved all three of them. Yaz, Graham, and I can't remember his name right now. The third companion. But I loved him and Graham. I loved all three of them together. I love that we got to see the relationship between Graham and his grandson develop over the last couple seasons. That was great. I loved Graham just for the simple fact that of all the companions I've ever seen on that show, he was the one I could relate to the most. It's like, here's this old man over here with he's constantly has a sandwich in his pocket because he knows, because I've traveled with a doctor long enough to know it might be a while before we eat again. Sandwich, I'm like, I love this man. But we did get to see the return of some classic Doctor Who villains, and I really did like the way they did it. I liked the way they brought the Daleks back, because it was a callback to the previous episode, and it was I'll give them this. It was very well written the way they did it. That the organization grabbed that husk of that destroyed Dalek, and they had no idea, nobody had an idea what a Dalek was, which don't question it. Literally, that is a huge Doctor Who wibbly wobbly timey wimey why some people remember Daleks and some people don't. Just let it go. I've read it, and it's just like, okay, they don't know. Okay. But, the idea that these people were going to make drones out of them, and then the one guy, took some of the genetic material he found and cloned them. I thought that was great. I really did like the way that and it explained too.
Oh, I was saying the special effects was really cool with it on the back of his back there. The one that cloned him. That was really cool.
That was really cool. And it was one of the first times in a long time for me where, because for a long time, everybody knows who a Dalek is, but it's very rare that we see or remember that there's an organic creature inside of them. And usually when we see him, there's just this like goofy looking little blob thing, those were terrifying. When it hopped on his back, it was just like, oh man. And the way he was controlling him, like when the guy was talking on the phone with his wife, she's like, I have to work late. I love you. And then the Daleks mocking him. Ha ha ha, I love you. I was like, that was cool, man.
Hey, we met the leader of the Daleks, so
Yes, we did. I got to meet Davros. Oh man. And it was a nice callback to a previous episodes too. I thought it was really neat how Yaz was staying in the other TARDIS where the chameleon circuit worked, and it looked like a house, but when they walked in the door, it was like, the old school retro TARDIS interior. That was so cool.
And the sticky notes all over the place.
Yes. And it was just like, you've been sleeping here, haven't you? A little bit. Ryan's his name.
Yeah.
Ryan, Graham, and Yaz. I thought it made sense that Ryan and Graham, I'm gonna be sad to see them go. I really did like both of them. It felt organic, the reason why they stayed. Ryan had been on Earth long enough where he wanted to live his life again. Right. And Graham wanted to stay with his grandson because it's like, look, I finally have a relationship with my grandson. I'm not gonna, ruin this. It was very touchy. And I really liked the moment with Ryan and the doctor, because even Ryan called her out on her bullshit where she's like, no, I'm fine. He's like, you don't get to do that anymore. You don't get to do that with me anymore. I love it when the companions call them out on their BS, because Ryan knew she was bullshitting. And it was a nice reminder of the Timeless Child episode where we learned that the doctor's history is not exactly what she remembers it.
Right.
Which I'm really hoping is going to be the story arc for the upcoming season.
Right.
Because the woman that played the doctor previously, before what we know is the first doctor.
Yeah.
Oh, I need more of her. I loved her. I want more of her, man. She was, I loved her.
But I think they're going in a good direction. You got to have change. It's been several seasons. I mean, it's already been 2 full seasons with this cast. So every 3 years, they kind of change things up a little bit. So we're going into the 3rd season. So,
and I there was a little thing at the end of the episode too that was kind of like a teaser that they're going to be bringing on yet another new companion.
There is. That's that guy that was at the very end. Yeah, he's a comedian, right? I think.
Yeah, it's the BBC. If you've seen somebody in one thing, you've seen them in like 300 other BBC productions,
Right.
And especially Doctor Who is really good about tapping in to the BBC celebrity pool,
Yep. But I just think, they just need to keep going, get strong episodes in this next season. I know they're having production problems again. I know they got some with COVID-19 and stuff.
Yeah.
they already shortened the season to only 8 episodes. So, and they don't even come out until what, November of next year?
Yeah, it's
or is it this? Is it November this year, or is it?
I think it's November this year.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But I always think it's adorable when other fandoms complain about, oh man, we got to wait 3 more months for a new season. And, meanwhile, us Doctor Who fans are like, oh, that's adorable.
A year and a half sometimes.
Yeah. But man, I got to say though, man, having Captain Jack back, man.
And there was a little teaser there too.
Yeah. Because when he was talking about the woman from Torchwood.
Yeah.
Oh God,
because she's got like 2 kids now or something.
Yes. I want to say Tosh, but no, she was one of them on Torchwood. It was the Welch woman.
And she's the only one that survived every episode of the new
Pretty
season.
much, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody else from Torchwood is no longer. Oh man. The scene of her in prison, that was awesome.
Oh yeah.
That was awesome. Because when they showed the weeping angel in chains, that was awesome because not only did you see the weeping angel in chains, but like she purposely did that just so it would move.
Yeah.
You saw the Ood, the Sycorath, even the Pating. The Pating showed back up. That was awesome, man. And she's like, I told you can't eat And the fact that they showed, when her making the scratches on the wall gave it
I gotta do a couple shout outs. Hey Gary, how's it going?
Hey
and
Gary.
Amanda, how's it going?
Hi Amanda. But I genuinely really enjoyed. I really did. I genuinely enjoyed this episode. I love the fact. Here's the thing that I really adored, especially about Captain Jack, was the fact that now that the Doctor's a woman, he was still flirting with Graham. He was still flirting with Graham. Hey, Silver Fox. I was like, oh shit, he did. I was like, hey, Silver Fox. I loved that so much. Because the fact that, she had changed, because even for Jack, this was a first, to see the Doctor as a woman, didn't even bat an eye over it. He didn't even bat an eye over it. He didn't give a shit. He was just like, it's like, oh, you're one to talk, But
he did call her by the pronoun she.
He did. He did, yeah.
So I was kind of confused because I would think he would say he.
No, because Jack still.
No, because he's been with the other incarnations. He was always calling the Doctor he. I would just think he would be more. I don't know. It would be more.
Being as open-minded as Jack is,
right?
He would accept her.
Well, I know he accepts it, but I'm just saying it wouldn't be his nature.
Oh, I see. I disagree with that.
Okay. Because I think it would still be in his thing just to call. I don't know. That's just how I would have wrote it.
Yeah. No.
Oh God, Amanda's is making fun of me, but
no, because I even liked that it. You know what? No, you know why I like that? Because it was quicker. Because it was Jack. How do I put it? Jack picked up on it quicker than she did, because remember, even she had problems remembering it for a while. Like she goes, "Come on, come to daddy." I mean, mommy, But he was just like,
"Yeah, I know."
He was right there. But I love the fact that I think everybody almost expected Jack to be flirty with her because he was so flirty with Christopher Eccleston and David Tennant. Right. No, he went straight for the Silver Fox, buddy. He was eyeballing Graham. Like, hey, so I love that so much.
Well, they had that brief encounter before, right?
Yeah. And he flirted with him then too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because Jack thought that he was the doctor.
Correct,
He thought Graham was the doctor, and he like kissed him. I was like, oh, I fucking love that so much. I did. I really. I love the way that they used the I love the scam that the scam the doctor pulled on the Dalek was classic Doctor, where it was a hologram outside the TARDIS and they all flew into it. It was the other TARDIS. That was a classic Doctor move. And I really liked the idea that the pure Daleks were, that was great, because those were well written Daleks.
Yeah, I mean, those were the ones that were stashed away for that other episode. How many back? Because they were out there in that other part, and then they took advantage, and then she took advantage of them, and then finally got rid of all of them. So maybe.
Yeah, but I mean, just the idea of us humans using the shell of a Dalek to make security drones, and then I did. I really thought it was it was a very solid episode for me, and I was.
I'm just shaking my head at what Amanda's commenting. She said.
You want tree people, Jack? This is how you get tree people. Oh, wait a minute. What am I thinking here? This was the entire episode right here. Hey, I'm going to get you out of prison. Where did you stash that? You don't want to know. God.
Mike's got all the bobble or the.
I do, man.
Bobbleheads. You know how old I am when I say to call them bobbleheads.
If I had a Graham, oh man, I am so glad I don't have a Graham bobblehead, because we would have had to bleep this out. That was. It almost felt like too, where like anytime there was Jack dialogue, I think the writer was smart enough to just been like, okay, John, what would you say? I'm not going to write Captain Jack. York, what would you say right here, right now? Because that scene, and that was classic Who too, where it really got to some emotional levels, where Jack's having that conversation with Yaz about, traveling with the doctor, can bring heartache, but it's worth it, man. Hold on to it for as long as you can,
And here's another comment from Amanda.
Oh God, yeah. Oh yeah. What? I just said hello. No, wait a minute. Only because of the way that we're shooting this right now. Quick Donna impression. Who's that? Don't. No, just no. Oh.
Well, now we're back on hiatus for how many months, and then we'll be talking about Doctor Who again.
Oh, I know, man. It really is hard to be a Doctor Who fan, because it's just like I said, we laugh at other fandoms, just like, oh, I gotta wait 6 months for a new episode. We're like, you're saying months. We might have another year, but these are extenuating circumstances, because another show that I'm really looking forward to, Netflix, The Witcher 2, Witcher Season 2.
Right.
Its shooting production has been...
Well, what's his name got hurt, correct?
Yeah. Henry Cavill hurt his ankle shortly after a new video game came out. Henry Cavill, who is a well-known and established PC gamer, hurt his ankle shortly around the time that Cyberpunk 20. Right. I'll tell you what, Richard, honest to God, Henry Cavill is another one of those people that the more you learn about them, like outside of their career, it's just like, that's a solid dude. I like that guy. You know, that's a good guy right there. Like, oh, I was like the rest of the world during quarantine, watching Henry Cavill build his own PC. I was just like, oh my God, dude. It was just like, here's this big celebrity who could have, just thrown money. He's like, no, I'm going to do it. And not only am I going to do it, I'm going to videotape me doing it to show how fucking hard it really is. And watching Superman struggle building a PC, it just tickled me. Yeah, that was another one that got put on hiatus. There have been a few other shows too. Oh, I know we talked about it before. Speaking of Netflix, remember we talked about the Netflix exclusive, that Transformers cartoon?
Right.
The newest season just came out here recently.
Oh yeah.
It was really good.
Oh, cool.
It was really good. It takes place right after the last episode, where Prime and the other Autobots on the Ark are going after the Allspark, and now Megatron is after them.
Oh, okay.
And it also shows the other Autobots and Decepticons that are still struggling on Cyber. It was really good. There was one really nice little nod they did. They definitely, when you look at the Autobots, when you look at the Transformers in this show, you can definitely tell that they got their inspiration from the Gen 1 Transformers.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember the Transformer, Richard? It was Skylynx. It was like the pterodactyl looking bird train type deal. He had the beak. He had the real long neck and the beak.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I kind of remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. He makes an appearance in this season.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, they didn't change nothing about him. He looks straight up like the old 1980s, early 90s Transformer toy. They didn't change nothing about him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Amanda wants to know if you watched the X-Men Wolverine anime on Netflix. What's that?
They came out a while back ago.
Is that the one that was on MTV originally?
It was one of those ones where it was. I think it was MTV.
It was Sony, wasn't it? Didn't Sony those? Okay, that's what I was thinking. I don't have Netflix right at the moment because I had CBS All Access because I was watching Star Trek Discovery, which just ended yesterday or Thursday.
Oh, we need to talk about, because I haven't gotten it yet, and I'm dying. The reason why I didn't get CBS All Access is because I got HBO Max.
See, I was the opposite.
And it ticks me off because I'm willing to buy the season like on Amazon, but
Right.
You got it. I was waiting for the time off because you can still do the 7-day free trial.
Oh, okay.
I'm just gonna binge them. But I love season 1. I love season 2. The clips I saw from season 3.
It's different.
That's what I've heard.
I really like this season. It really is different, and I like what they were going with it. And the ending wasn't quite as weak as everybody was saying. I thought it was really nice ending to this season because it just, I don't want to say too much, but it kind of sets you up maybe for where they're going next season. So
yeah, but to answer Amanda's question, no, I haven't gotten to yet. Both of them are on my queue. There was a couple things that kind of got in the way. For me, Richard, the other holiday special, not holiday special, but the holiday little treat that I got was season 9 of Letterkenny.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I heard about that.
Dude. For anyone out there who hasn't watched, it's on Hulu. It's a Canadian show that was based on like the not based on, but it's like Canada's Hulu. It's called Crave, but America got it. We got it like a day or two after it dropped in Canada. It is literally one of my favorite shows, bar none, hands down, ever. We're on season 9 of it, Richard, and I can honestly say that I've watched the entire run of that show at least.
Wow.
Because the episodes are short. They're about 20 minutes to a half hour long, but it is one of the most well-written comedies. I literally, every time I watch it, and I have become like the Jehovah's Witness of Letterkenny, because like back when I worked at Grove, I talked about the show so much, I got 4 people to watch it. And then, dude, it was like herpes, Richard. It was like once it spread, it wasn't going anywhere, because like I talked to people about the show, and come Monday morning, like my friend Kenny came up to me and he's looking at me, and I hadn't realized he watched it, and he's just like, "How are you now?" And I go, "Good, and you?" "Oh, not so bad." I'm like, "Oh, come on." I got my friend Kim, who's commented on the show once in a while. I got her watching it. She absolutely I love this show, and the latest season dropped. For us, it was like the day after Christmas, and man, I binged that so hard, and I've watched that season twice already. So that was the other, yeah. There were some other stuff. Oh, I know you don't have Netflix right now, but did you watch the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina when you had?
No, I never really got into that. I watched some of the first season, but I just never picked it up after that.
See, me and you are the opposite, because I know you watched Riverdale.
Right.
And I didn't watch Riverdale. So I watched Sabrina, you watched Riverdale, and we're both, which is funny because I don't know if Riverdale ever has, but they reference Riverdale in Sabrina.
I kind of stopped watching Riverdale too, because it was on the wrong night and I had a class that night, so I never did get to catch up, because they were really crazy about how they were doing the reruns.
Mm-hmm.
The Spectrum, they didn't have it on their on-demand stuff. So,
but
Amanda said, I think she said this season was awesome. I hope she's talking about. Must be talking about this. What we're talking about, Sabrina. Yeah.
Man. Oh, Amanda, I agree with you. First of all, there's no spoilers because they showed the pictures of it. But when they brought the ants from the TV, the old Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God, dude, I melted. Because I knew they were coming, because it got spoiled. They showed pictures. The context hadn't been spoiled yet. But man, seeing the two of them, I was like the aunties, I was like, oh, like Caroline Ray, who I adore Caroline Ray so much. And then it was the great interaction between the new aunties and the old aunties was just brilliant. I loved it so much.
Man, it said it was so funny.
Yes. The concept was great too. It was a far out weird concept, Richard. It was like kind of like classic Buffy, where it was really meta, because I don't want to give too many spoilers, but there was 2 Sabrinas, and one Sabrina went to a parallel Earth. The parallel Earth she went to, Richard, was like her Earth, but everything was like a TV show.
Oh, wow.
Like they were within. It reminded me of the episode, Richard, of Supernatural, where Sam and Dean get sucked into the universe where Supernatural was a TV show.
Oh, okay.
It was like that, except they weren't playing their real life counterparts. They were playing themselves.
Oh, okay.
But it was like a cosmic deity was making them be a TV show.
Oh, cool.
It was pretty good.
Well, that's what we're going to get into next Friday, maybe. The concept of TV show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, on Disney Plus, Marvel. We finally get our first taste of Marvel. It's been over a year.
I know. Dude, it is.
So what do you think about this WandaVision? Do you think
I am psyched for it. And one of the spoiler-free reviews that I've heard about the show, this had the best tagline for it. It's as weird as it is good.
Oh, okay.
And that reading that, I mean, it was said in a very in the positive way. You know, it's as weird as it is good. Reading that, I'm like, that was a great preview for that show, knowing that it's going to be as weird as it is good.
Sorry. And
Yeah.
Amanda said "ma" for WandaVision. I don't even want to show that. She doesn't know stuff.
Oh crap!
What?
Before we start talking about that, though, for me, one of the other things I was really excited for this last couple weeks that came out over the holiday break was season 3 of Cobra Kai.
Oh,
Dude, I'm telling you, I got on it late. You know, everybody was ranting and raving about how good. This was back when it was still on, what was it? YouTube.
Yeah.
Everybody talked about how good it was, but it was one of those things that once it was out on Netflix, I was skeptical about it. You know, I'm like, you know, I grew up, I loved, you know, Karate Kid, but I'm like, I didn't care, but I gave it a shot. And like one episode in, I'm like, I'm watching all of these. Like bring them on, man. I really did. It was. I love that show, and this last season was really good.
Maybe I'll have to pick up Netflix.
I'm telling you, because one more thing I got to recommend, Richard. I'm in the middle of watching it right now. That's why, honest to God, Richard, that's why me and Richard always get together like a few minutes before the episode starts to kind of go over stuff. Yeah, we actually, you know, we don't plan anything out, as you can tell. I can't even remember the name of my favorite characters off a TV show, but there's a show on Netflix right now. It's called The History of Swear Words. And its host, they couldn't have picked a better host for it. It's Nicolas Cage. And it's Nicolas Cage full on being Nicolas Cage. It reminds me a lot of, did you ever watch Drunk History, Richard?
Yeah, I think I've seen a couple episodes, yeah.
It's kind of in the same vein as it. You know what I mean? You can definitely tell that it was shot during recently, because everybody is separate. You know what I mean? It's like this, you know, nobody's together. But Nicolas Cage is like the host of it. They actually, each episode revolves around a certain dirty word, and it's Netflix, so they don't hold back. Like the first episode is the F word, and they basically told Nicolas Cage, be free with it. And but I mean, they bring on scholars, they talk about the etymology of these words, and then they have comedians come up, you know, it's like, well, what's your favorite use of the word, or what's your opinion of the word? And I'm telling you, Richard, a little P came out laughing at these episodes. They are so good. It was, oh man, yeah.
Huh, that's cool.
I really like that one. And you know what? Someone brought up a very good point. It was well, kids aren't watching this show. I won't say the word, but it was shit. The episode of the word shit. And someone made a very good point, Richard, that even I, who is a connoisseur of dirty words, never thought of. Shit is a 4-letter word. Poop is a 4-letter word. They both mean the exact same thing. Why is one a dirty word and the other one is not a dirty word? And I got to thinking about it. I'm like, I never really thought about that before. Yeah, why? You know? But that's another show on Netflix that I'm currently in the middle right now of watching, and I'm enjoying just the hell out of.
I'm waiting for Warrior Nun.
Oh, dude, that was another one that was really good. Oh, if Amanda's watching, I'll be honest with you. The big reason why I haven't gotten into the anime X-Men and the Wolverine is because when I was on exploring through HBO Max, because I had been watching a show called His Dark Material on Hulu, but then when I realized it was a HBO Max show, you know, switched over. I was watching there. I was going through everything. Batman the animated series is on HBO Max. I have been binging that show. And Richard, I'm telling you, I don't know what it is because I have loved that show for a long time, but like rewatching those episodes as a quote unquote adult, dude, that show is way, way deeper than people give it credit for. That show is amazing, and I have just been binging the hell out of the classic Batman the animated series.
Man, I can't wait for Jurassic World.
Oh, I have. Yes, that's another one. Yeah,
this starting January the 2nd.
Yeah.
The thing you've been rewatching your Batman. You know what I've been rewatching that I, for some reason, don't remember? Season 2 of Clone Wars with all the Mandalorian stuff.
Yeah,
I had to rewatch. I went through and rewatched all that. And it was really funny because I don't even remember the Boba Fett episode when he's the little boy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going, why did I not remember? Why don't I don't remember hardly anything from season 2. I watched part of season 1, so I skipped over it, went to season 2 because I reversed because I wanted to do a little bit more of the Mandalorian lore with Obi-Wan, the Queen or whatever her title is, the one that used to have a thing for, and stuff. And I wanted to watch all that to get caught up with the blade, the dark blade.
Right. The dark, yeah.
Yeah, dark saber, right? Is that what
whatever.
Yeah. And I wanted to get caught up on that stuff, and I'm going, I don't remember this. How do I forget a whole season? Because I know. I went to season 3, and now I remember everything from season 3. It was just like I totally have a blank for the second half of season 2. And it was like, what happened? Because one day I watched, I think, 6 episodes back to back.
Yeah. Well, that's the way I was with Batman the animated series. I was scrolling through stuff and I saw it, and I clicked on it. And one of the things I really respect about Batman the animated series is there was aside from like a couple of the villains like Clayface, no origin story. Didn't need it. Batman was Batman right out of the gate. The first episode with Joker was that throwaway, and I wouldn't say the throwaway episode, but it was a throwaway episode where the chubby guy cuts him off in the middle of the road, and instead of killing him, he tells him that he owes him a favor. You know what I mean? It wasn't like the Joker origin story. It was just like, here's Joker.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the pilot, wasn't it? I think that was the original pilot.
I think so.
But I really love that series because, well, if you see behind me, sort of, I got a frame thing back there from the series. I still remember when Gary Me was doing our stuff on the local access. I actually had a bootleg. This was before internet, guys. I had a bootleg of the opening that I showed on the show. Because I a VHS copy from Mid-Ohiacon, and I played it on our episode, and we got the bootleg version of the Batman before the series started.
Yeah. And I got a strong feeling, especially after watching. Oh, I know what it was because after watching Wonder Woman 84, I'd seen that the original Wonder Woman with Linda Carter is on HBO Max too, and I was going to binge it, and I went to go find it again because I remember seeing it when I was looking through the stuff. But when I saw Batman the animated series, I was just like, oh, man, I gotta watch me some Batman, and it's very rare. That cartoon holds up because what was unique about that cartoon is it wasn't even set in modern times when it was made. It always had that kind of 40s and 50s feel to it. You know what I mean? Like whenever they showed a TV set, it was always in black and white.
It was no time. It was almost like it was no time because it's the same thing like with the Flash, the original series back in the 90s too. It was set in no time. It was like the 50s, but yet at the same time, it was no time. And that's what I always liked about that time period of like animation stuff. Even the Supermans, when the Supermans came out, it sort of didn't have exactly the feel of the 90s. It had its own world, you know.
Yeah. Which I know we talked about it before, but like the very opposite is when I went back when they announced that they were making more Animaniacs episodes. I went back and tried to watch the old Animaniacs.
Oh.
Dude, that is so dated. Oh my God, that is so, dude. It was, yeah. But we already talked about Animaniacs and how wonderful it was. But
yeah, there was a little news that broke just like was yesterday or today. The Canaries isn't going to series.
I am so pissed about that. With everything that the CW is losing,
I know, but
you think that they would have done everything they could to hold on to that, and I was really excited for that.
I was hoping it would work too, because I don't know. It's just like you said. I don't know what they're doing because everything's changing. Of course, see, Batwoman starts next week too. Next weekend, and then some of the other ones start rolling out then too, right?
Yep.
So we'll have stuff to talk about.
Yeah, I mean we're going to be losing Supergirl,
right? And we don't know when that season's even going to come out. They still haven't said when that's going to come out, so that could be summer before we know it.
but we're losing Superwoman, but we are gaining Superman.
Yeah.
Which is something we haven't talked. I don't know if we talked about it or not, but they released some stills. They showed the new, like the actual suit that he's going to be wearing.
Right.
I love that suit, man.
And the trailer was no good though. I just didn't like the trailer. That was weird.
It was.
I know
what
they were trying to do. They were trying to do that sequence from the end of Crisis.
Yeah, with the flashes.
Yeah, that's what it looked like, you know. So him flying off and seeing all these different times and stuff, you know. But that starts February,
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So next few weeks we'll start getting some new superhero stuff, you know. Starting Friday with WandaVision, so you know.
I really am, dude. I am. And they were quick to they need to be quick to bring that out because everybody's already making the joke. I seen one friend post a meme where it was just like they were canceling their Disney Plus, and it was just like all the reasons listed why, and down here other, and they checked other, and it's like because Mandalorian's not coming back for another year.
That's the only thing I'm keeping is Disney Plus right now. I dumped everything else.
I still have Disney Plus. Just because there's so much more, you know, there's a lot of other stuff on there too. But yeah, WandaVision, man. Because
that's the only reason I kept it, because I just wanted to watch WandaVision, and then I was catching up on Clone Wars. So
yeah. Then we'll have
of course, Legends. Did you watch those 2 episodes of Legend that just came out on Friday? They're like a retrospect where it was edited by someone from YouTube. It looked like some kid from YouTube for class that went back and did a retrospect on Wanda and the Vision. They were like 7 and 8 minutes a piece.
No,
Yeah, it was like they took all the footage from the movies and gave like an origin to Wanda and an origin to Vision, and they're going to do it with every character, I guess, in the Marvel universe or something.
No,
It's a new series on Disney Plus. It just came out, like I said, Friday. The first 2 is Wanda, and then Vision is the first 2.
I hate to say this because I feel guilty about it, but I honestly haven't clicked on Disney Plus since the last time I rewatched the last episode of The Mandalorian.
And Amanda can't wait for Boba Fett.
Oh shit, man, dude!
But that's going to be Korean until December.
I know that's going to be, man. Oh, and speaking of things that revolve around Boba Fett, I know I have sung my love for Ming-Da Wen more than once on this show, Richard. Dude, it's been I saw it on Facebook, I saw it on Instagrams. When I found out that she is like a legit Star Wars fan, like I've seen pictures of her with like the lightsaber and at like Disney, I was just like, love you. I love that woman, and to see that she was, after learning how big of a fan of Star Wars she was, you can really see how important being on that show was to her, and what motivated her great performances on that show. And man, I really hope she hangs around for it.
I think she's set to be in the series, so I
Oh,
think that's going to be like I think 6 or 8 episodes they're going to do. I know it's supposed to be tighter than Mandalorian, I think, because it's more like a mini movie type thing, you know.
Mhm.
That's like you and me have always talked. Smaller the better, you know, because you can cram more stuff in the smaller, and then having 40-minute episodes, 45 minutes episodes, that really helps. Because I don't really like the full hour anymore. I just can't watch something that's like an hour long. I tried watching a rerun of I can't remember what one that's TV series. It was 9/11, I think. It just seemed like it drug on forever. I mean, I know that's a series, but it's an hour long. I don't like watching stuff anymore.
Well, one of the shows that really ruined the hour long for me was The Flash. I hate to say it, was The Flash.
Oh yeah.
Where we used to talk about, even though I'm a diehard Arrow fan and I still love Arrow, for a while Flash was consistently the best show, well written, produced show. But the last couple of years, you're right, man. Watching an hour of that show was just like, it was ironic. Like, you're the world's fastest man, and this is the world's slowest show.
That's what I'm hoping this season. They kind of condense the story arcs, make them like 3-4 episodes, and have some story arcs. If I would do a TV series, that's how I would do it. I would have a concentration on a few episodes. Oh, Amanda said she's out of your league. Oh, Amanda said, and also I won't be watching your 4-hour stream. I don't know why. I'm just so hooked on like Teen Titans Go. We get it done in like 8 minutes. Because I watch it without commercial, and they just fly.
Well, that's another thing about like the Batman the Animated Series. It was a half hour in syndication with commercials.
So it'd be 24
now,
minutes. Yeah, it'd be like 22, 24 minutes. Yeah.
Dude, and that's the bad thing about that, because like I'll be watching an episode and I will literally I'll just get up to go to the kitchen to get something to drink, and I'll come back on. I'm like, it's over? Like,
yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, it's like Clone Wars. That's why I just sat there and just boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. Amanda, I'm right there with you. I can't. Oh man, Teen Titans Go can go. Give me Justice. Oh man.
Oh, the old Justice, that cartoon series. Oh, that was the best.
Those no, give me another season of Give me another season of Young Justice, man.
Young Justice, that TV series that was that Justice League that was on Cartoon Net that we loved.
Justice League Unlimited.
Yes, no, the short run one that came
on. Justice League Action.
Action, yeah, that was.
Oh my God, those were perfect.
8-minute, 9-minute episodes, because Supergirl picked up that cowl and flew off with it. Was just.
Oh no, the Booster Gold episodes are the ones that had me.
Yes,
man.
yeah.
When his wife from the future shows up and she's like, "Oh no, he goes bald," I was like, "Oh my God, it's canon!" Oh man, no, you are absolutely right, man. We need, dude. I don't know who needs to get on that, but man, HBO Max, somebody needs to get back on that. Those were gold.
And that episode where Superman punches the Joker.
Oh yeah.
Because I screen grabbed that. That was a perfect shot.
Yeah. I'm going to have to go back through and rewatch those ones. Oh, those ones.
Has that. I think Cartoon Net has that. So is that on HBO?
I watched it on Amazon.
Okay.
Amazon's where I watched that at.
Yeah, I watch it on Spectrum, so I have it through there on demand because they're still on Cartoon Net's on demand channels. So
You'll appreciate this, Richard. What was it? I think it was Christmas. I think it was Christmas Day, or it was one of the days I went over to my dad's house, and my dad still has cable, and we were watching something, and my dad is like a huge ridiculousness fan. Like, I would honest to God say this is the strange times we live in, Richard. My dad watches more MTV than I do. But my dad loves that show Ridiculousness. And we were watching it, and the channel got changed. I think one of the boys got a hold of the remote control, and Dad was like, "Ah, damn it!" And my dad looks at me, and he goes, "What channel is that MTV on?" And I looked at him and went, "What are channels?" My nephew and my niece chuckled. They got the joke. When my dad was like, "What?" I was like, But then I realized, I was like, I don't know anything about channels. There's numbers. Like there's not just a picture of MTV and you click on it. I'm confused, man. Let's see. Oh man, there's been quite a bit, but let's see. WandaVision I'm really looking forward to because you'll agree with this, Richard. People like you and me, we're going to be watching WandaVision like under a microscope because you know damn well, Richard, there's going to be so much hidden in that show that's going to play into effect later on, because it's well established that WandaVision is setting up the next phase of the Marvel Universe. So a lot of the stuff that we're going to be seeing in WandaVision, is going to be playing up into the next season or the next phase. God, when does Hawkeye come out? Because I know it's still in production right now.
I'm not sure.
Because that's the other one I'm really looking forward to. I know we had this conversation, Richard, but I mean, Wonder Woman was a good example of it, man. I know we talked about this, Richard, but man, movie theaters.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. Because like almost nothing. Well, very very little. I mean, they announced like Ant-Man and which Ant-Man, Eternals, and them, but their big gung ho move is for the streaming services. It's not the major motion pictures anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just weird, And then AMC's losing stuff left and right, So I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just reading some of the comments. Sorry, someone's talking about Zoom. I don't know. It's a good thing we use StreamYard.
Oh yes, yeah. We won't go into it, but man, things are going to be janky on the social medias here for the foreseeable future. It's
and Amanda both didn't like WW84 and also Mulan.
I agree with you there on Mulan too, Amanda. Mulan was it was okay. I mean, I love the animated one, but the live action one, it was. You're absolutely right. If I was given the choice between watching it at the theater or watching it on Disney, I'm glad I did Disney, and it was okay, but I'm really glad I didn't blow the money when they first.
You didn't pay for the extra to watch, right? You just watched it.
I waited, and I am so glad I waited.
Yeah, I don't know about all these new models they're coming up with. Like HBO Max is going to be releasing everything every month. That's going to be. Yeah. Not in theater and on HBO Max. I know they had some trouble with some of the stuff, but I don't know. I think it'd be good. Can't wait to see Godzilla versus King Kong.
That's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Well, even Amazon's gotten on track with that because now they're releasing movies that would have gone to the theater.
Yeah, because I got to preview one. What was the one? Oh, now I went blank. It was about a 70s woman. She was a wife to a mobster, and the mobster guy got killed. And the guy I really got to see that like a week before it was even released. Because I still subscribe to one of the places where I used to get tickets to go see early advance stuff, and I got a chance to watch that, and I enjoyed that. I'm not usually, but Amanda's talking. Oh, talking about Godzilla. Yeah, just as long as you get to see.
Yeah. Don't give me 2 3/4 of an hour of this character relationship bullshit. They show me the monsters at the very end. No, I don't give a damn about this dad trying to get to this kid while the monster that we can't see is destroying the city in the background. No. You show me the monsters. Show me the No, I'm not gonna. But real quick, while I'm thinking about the one that I did off of Amazon, it was the Invisible Man.
Oh yeah, I saw that in theater.
When it came out I didn't get to see it when it came out to theaters, but I got to see like the early release when it was on Amazon. I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that one. I did. I really enjoyed that one.
The ending was really something else. If you haven't seen it,
dude, she was a gangster in that.
Because I didn't get to see the last about 10 minutes. Like when she met up with her husband at the end, I didn't see none of that part. I don't want to ruin it too much if anybody saw, but I had to leave because I had to get back to campus because I left campus and went and watched that, and it was longer than what I thought, or it got started a little late. It was one of them things. Oh, Amanda loved Invisible Man too.
Yeah, dude, while we're speaking of stuff like that, because I was going to say remake, but the classic story of the Invisible Man, dude, Richard, I believe it's on HBO Max. I think that's where I saw it was. It was. I think it was one of the ones that was going to come to theaters but got pushed back. Fahrenheit 451.
Oh yeah, I watched that series. Yeah.
Oh man, that movie was so good.
That actually never did come to theaters. That was HBO only. That was made for HBO, and then of course it's on HBO Max. So.
Oh my God, Richard!
That came out about 3 years ago, I think.
Did it really?
Yeah, it's been out for a
while. Oh man!
Because I was getting Westworld on HBO.
Okay.
And it came out about the same time as either the first season of Westworld or the second season of Westworld. And being Doctor Who fans, Westworld is even worse than Doctor Who. Those come out like years later.
Yeah.
Oh, and you was talking about Amazon. It reminded me of something I'm getting ready to watch, or I started watching until I realized I need to wait till next Friday to watch it. Is the old classic Johnny Mnemonic. It takes place January the 15th, 2021.
Yep.
And I am going to watch it next Friday. On the day it supposedly takes place, because I did the same thing for Blade Runner back in 2019. I watched it in November when it was, because we did that in class. But I was watching.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That one's gonna be. Yeah, I'm gonna do that too.
Uh-oh. Amanda's got a question for you.
Simple. I don't like playing games with other people. Period. I don't like multiplayer games. I've never had it's never had the appeal for me. I'll buy 100 things of the Mandalorian. Although, Richard, I had a moment of restraint today. Even I knew where to draw the line. I had to go by the Hobby Lobby today because I needed some green felt because I'm making my Lego room bigger. But I was walking around Hobby Lobby, and I try not to buy any kind of licensed merchandise from like places like Hobby Lobby because I know artists who do just as good of a job, and I'd rather give them the money. But I was looking through the stuff, and I was looking through all their clearance stuff, and they had this huge wall of Star Wars stuff, and they had like I kind of wish I'd have gotten it, but it was like a little bitty tiny crock pot that looked like R2D2, but it was a single serving size. It was a Baby Yoda waffle maker that made a waffle about that big with the little Baby Yoda in it. And man, I was proud, Richard. I was proud of myself. I just said no because I'm like, I know I would probably use it like one time. It would get filthy and greasy. I wouldn't even put it on my shelf. It would end up in like one of my cupboards. I'm like, no, I'm drawing the line here, and there.
Here's the man's response.
I know. I know. I hate people. I hate people. And I play video games to get away from people.
Oh, she said that's why you didn't buy it. The real reason.
I wish I left my wallet at home. Believe me, I did the responsible thing is once I realized there wasn't anything there, I left Hobby Lobby and I went next door to Joanne Fabric and I got my my green cloth. Which, speaking of holidays, Richard, and speaking of my Lego infatuation, my addiction, dude, Lego people are insane. It was like, real quick, like a couple months ago, Lego had made the announcement that they thought that they were going to be releasing a new, like one of the higher end kits, like the ones that I've showed you, Richard, like the big city town and everything, Well, when word got out that we thought that we were going to be releasing it on like midnight, whatever night, the website crashed. So many people got on, the website crashed. Well, the next day, come to find out, all they were doing was they were announcing the kit that was coming out. Well, they announced that it was going to be a police station with a little donut shop next to it, and it was gorgeous. So of course, it was COVID, and I didn't have anything better to do, so they were releasing the kit. They were releasing the set on midnight, New Year's Eve night, and a couple of the Lego fan sites that I belong to, like on Facebook, people in like Britain and Australia, oh my God, evidently people in Australia love Lego because it was just like a dozen pictures of people buying these kits at the store. When midnight came, the site didn't just crash, the site went down.
Wow.
It went down to the point where if you even typed in like www.lego, it was like site under construction. But
that's almost like HBO Max there when Wonder Woman came out. I was having problems today.
Dude, it
wasn't like that bad, but it was bad because I know I had streaming issues about 3 times watching it.
Same here. I'm really glad to hear you say that. I'm really glad to hear you say that because so did I. Because
I think they just need to learn.
There were times where it buffered like I had dial-up. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because at first I lost a lot of resolution. It looked like watching it on VHS. And then the buffering,
Yeah, the buffering started there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Amanda say it was just like trying to buy a PS5.
I didn't even try.
Whoa.
No, because I knew it was going to be bad, and I'm kind of glad I held off because, well, I've heard from I'm kind of talking to Amanda right now. I've heard from a lot of different people that Cyberpunk is not living up to expectations.
Oh wow! Because I haven't bought it yet.
I've heard a lot. I'm not going to buy it on PS4 because I've heard that even if with the upscaling, it's like completely not worth it on the PS4.
Wow.
I've seen screen grabs. I've seen screen grabs. I've read a lot of articles where people that bought it from Steam wanted refunds.
Wow. I almost bought it on Steam and I didn't do it.
I've heard but I've had a couple people who are big PC gamers who have the mega custom built, like diesel powered, jet turbine driven, PCs that say it's really good. But no, I
Amanda corrected us, I guess. You can't play it on PS4.
Oh, you can't?
That's what she says.
Huh. Then maybe
she said PC is really the only way to play it.
Maybe that's what people have been talking about. Maybe the really crappy versions been the PS5 and the really good versions been the PC. Okay, that makes sense.
I didn't look into it, so. Oh, you can, but it's poopy, she says.
That's okay.
That's what you're talking about, yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Because I know the one picture I saw was a picture that's yep. That's why I'm glad I held on.
For some reason I was all hyped because I even told Amanda I was going to buy a copy of it and stuff, and then luckily when the day came out I had no money, so I just said nah, and I just hadn't got back around to buy it. So
yeah, and I'm kind of glad I held off too, because I don't know the validity of it. But I'd read a couple articles where the next run of PS5s that they're going to make, they're going to do in black. They're going to call them like the PS4 retro look, but they're going to make the PS5s black.
Oh, wow.
And I kind of like that aesthetic.
I hope if I get my my refund check, I may get me a Atari VCS.
Oh, that would be dope.
Yeah. But the only thing is, if I buy one, then I won't have no money to buy games.
Yeah.
So I might just hold off. I think my car insurance is more important.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm doing the adult thing. I got to buy car insurance, even though I'm not driving my car much, because all my classes are online again for this last semester at Rhodes.
Oh my God.
I got 2 classes. I got 3 classes I'm taking, 2 to graduate, and 1 I'm taking just to make them over the half a semester, or just to get me in that next bracket.
Yep.
It's going to be fun. I can actually graduate again.
But between the three of us, the game I'm most excited for about the PS5 is the Horizon Zero Dawn sequel. What was it, like Horizon Zero West or something? But that's the one Horizon Zero Dawn, it ranks up there very high with me for like my favorite games. I absolutely love that game. And that's the one I'm really looking forward to on the PS5. That's the one I'm really waiting for.
Cool.
Because the other one I was waiting for, I was super excited for, was the new Spider-Man, but I played it on the PS4, and it was still amazing.
This is what Amanda wants.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, man.
Well, I don't know. I'm about done. Is there anything else we missed?
I not really. I've luckily, with everything being responsibly open, I've still been buying my comics, and there's still a few standout titles. There's a few books we do the show next week. I really can't wait to talk about. I haven't got a chance to sit down and read yet. I picked up the first few issues from DC's their Future Shock,
right?
Which I'm sitting down to read. The one I did pick up was the give me damn out, talk amongst yourselves.
I know I picked up 3 independent books this week. Victor Danridge's got the Kickstarter in, and I got the one from the panel that I did with Amanda at Champion City, the Cincinnati group. their book came in, and I also got Crossing number 5 came in. So I've got 3 independents this week.
Oh, awesome! I could hear you from the other room.
Yeah, it came in through the Kickstarter program. So
yeah, I saw the pictures; those look really cool. The one that I was really excited for.
Oh wow! Yeah.
And we even. It's been right now, especially in DC. They're going through one of their convoluted crisis, like the death metal and the
they
Joker
jumped
movie.
ahead, didn't they? This is sort of like a 0 hour where they like jump ahead or something, right?
Yeah, but man, you want to talk, Richard? Talk about future cosplay goals. Let's see if I can get it.
Oh wow,
dude! Old man Booster, look at that! Bearded, gray hair.
What's he got? The Infinity Gauntlet?
No. It's Skeets.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Oh, I read this one. I gotta say, I really did enjoy it. It really kind of had that like 52 feel for it, where they're picking heroes from different eras and everything. The other, I wouldn't call it independent, but it's not one of the I know I've talked about this one before. I really enjoy this book. This is especially if you're. It's not a like superhero. It's very kung fu. I really enjoyed that one. Of all the future state books that were coming out, the one I was really looking forward to was.
Oh yeah.
With Jonathan, yeah, that one's tomorrow morning. Quiet, nice cup of coffee next to me. That was, yeah. But other than that, I
did get the Atari streaming. I got all that up.
I saw that. That's awesome, dude.
I can
Awesome.
Do the picture-in-picture using that old technology.
I saw that.
Low tech, man. Low tech.
Oh, well, I'm thinking of Atari. Something else I picked up. What was it last week that I started was I picked up the book for Ready Player 2.
Oh, did you?
I'm about a third halfway through it. It's okay. It's a little slower paced than the first one was. It still feels organic to the first one, where it takes off shortly after the end of the first book, where now that the kid has won everything, where does his life go, and I'm reading it, I'm enjoying it. I unless something really, it kind of reminded me of the Stephen King slow build, where
Oh, okay.
we're getting 2 or 3 chapters like just on his like daily routine. It's just like, come on, man, give me some video game stuff, But I'm enjoying it. I pick it up and read a chapter here and there. So I did go back and rewatch the movie after I picked up the book, though.
I watched it the HBO Max the other day too.
Yeah. That was how I did it too, because I own it. I own it on freaking 4K, but I was just like click. Like now I don't even have to get up,
That says like I picked up the Crichton edition of War of the Worlds for Christmas.
Oh, baller! That's awesome.
I can't wait to watch it. I haven't even seen it yet on the big HD yet, because I've only had just the DVD version of it, So
yeah. Oh God, talk about being a geek. What was it over Christmas, Richard? I was oh, speaking of Christmas, speaking of Netflix, I gotta give a shout out to this, man. I watched the Christmas Chronicles 2 with Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn.
How was that?
I'm telling you, if you'd have told me a couple years ago that Snake Plissken was going to be my favorite on-screen Santa, I'd have called you crazy. But Snake Plissken is my favorite. I loved it. And here really recently, I was listening to the Nerdist podcast, and they had Chris Columbus on, and he was talking about the making of the Christmas Chronicles and the Christmas Chronicles 2. He said that Kurt Russell had wanted to play Santa Claus forever. And Chris asked him, is like, well, why haven't you done it before? He goes, I wasn't ready to play Santa Claus yet. He goes, now I'm old enough to genuinely play Santa Claus. And I'm telling you, dude, it was really good. I really enjoyed that movie. Both of the Santa Claus Chronicles 1 and 2 were really good. But no, talk about being like picky. I was going through, it was over Christmas, I was going through and watching my favorite Christmas movies. You know, of course, I had Die Hard, Muppet Christmas Carol. I went to watch Scrooged with Bill Murray, and I went over to my shelf. I went over and I realized I have an old DVD copy of it, and I'm like, man. So I was like, well, I got on Roku, and I looked up, you know, Scrooged, and the only copy of it I could find was like on Amazon, but I had to like rent it. I'm like, man, screw you! I'm not renting a movie that I own. Well, I put my DVD copy in, and I'm watching it. And Richard, I'm telling you, I've gotten so spoiled that the DVD copy to me looked like VHS, and I literally went, no.
That's the movie. I watched it on
yeah.
Spectrum. I watched it on Spectrum. It was on Oblivion or something, one of those, and it looks like that. It's not your TV. It really looks grainy and stuff. I mean, I don't think there's a clean copy.
Because my spoiled ass put the DVD back and went, screw that, I'm gonna rent it. And when I rented it, I'm watching it going, I same thing, Richard. I'm like, damn it! This looks just like my copy.
Yeah, because I didn't even get it out either, because I usually get it out with White Christmas. Those are my two Christmases that I always watch. And I didn't even get out because I saw it was on Oblivion. I think or AMC. I think it was on AMC. It was on one of the movie channels. You know, I clicked on, watched it, and it was like, yep, I'll watch this.
Interesting fact I didn't realize, Richard.
Yeah.
When I was watching Muppet Christmas Carol, I'm watching it, and you know, I think at the same time I was building the Lego set my dad got me, and I was like, something feels like it's missing. Then in the back of my head, Richard, I kept remembering. I go, wasn't there a song when Michael Caine, you know, is with the ghost of Christmas Past, and he sees his younger self. I kept remembering there was a song, but it was gone. I looked it up on IMDb. There used to be a song, but I guess evidently Disney or whatever, or evidently it's not even on like any copies of it anymore. But they considered it so depressing, they took it out.
Oh, wow.
It was like, this song is so depressing for a Muppet movie. Just take it out. And another little behind-the-scenes trivia I found out that I absolutely adored was when Michael Caine had heard that they were doing a Muppets Christmas Carol. They didn't go after Michael Caine. Michael Caine went after the Muppets. When he found out, he wanted it so bad. He's like, I want to be, because he realized that like of all the like people in Hollywood that made cameos in like the Muppet movies, he never got to. He's like, I want to be in a goddamn Muppet movie. But yeah, that was one of my ones. Of course, you know, Die Hard, Christmas Carol, Muppets Christmas Carol, Scrooged.
Yeah, it's it's what we do every year.
It's tradition, and like they say on my favorite show, Letterkenny, you don't F with tradition. That was the other thing I watched on Christmas Day was the Christmas episode of Letterkenny, which, like I said, if you haven't gotten the chance to watch it, man, I love that show so much.
The only thing I didn't watch this year was Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. I didn't actually watch it this year. Oh God, I just killed Mike.
No. I'm surprised. I am shocked by that. But that's another one of the ones that's on my list, but I always watch the Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Oh, okay.
Santa Claus Conquers the Martian. That's the one I always watch.
I watched the pure version on VHS that actually Paramount released.
Oh my God. Did you have to fire up the cold generator to power the VHS?
I got all my VHS. You know me, I'm ready to go. I could do VHS.
Oh man.
I got my whole test center back there. There's like 5 decks right there.
Oh man.
I even got my distribution amp set up, and I can do 4 TVs with the same video now for all my art. So you'll be seeing a lot of my stuff onto TVs pretty soon. I just won't post them directly straight to Facebook. I'll actually put it to TVs and then record the TVs so I get that extra distortion.
Yeah.
Because I'm missing that right now, and I basically got it set up now because I thought I was going to be in a gallery show, and then I didn't get into it because I missed my deadline. I'm a bad artist. I miss my deadlines for gallery shows all the time. I got to step back and start getting stuff out there.
I was gonna say that's not being a bad artist. That from the people that I know, that's just being an artist.
I know
your deadline.
Getting stuff out there.
It's like if you'd have made your deadline, the artist friends that we have would have looked at you like poser, making your deadlines.
Yeah, but it's one of them things.
Yeah. So, Rich, anything else?
No.
Holy crap!
I technically start school on Monday, but I don't have no classes until Tuesday, I think. So, or my Zoom meetings or whatever we're using.
Oh man!
I'm in my my capstone course. So,
what are you doing for your capstone?
It's just it's a course set up that you do stuff that post a show that you know how to do all the digital media stuff. I guess it's a little different. I actually started it and then I didn't finish it because I got mad at the other professor. I shouldn't say that on air like this, but.
Oh, come on, Richard. Nothing said on the internet has ever gotten, come back and bitten somebody in the ass.
And then I'm taking the digital marketing, so I'll know how to market our show now.
Hey.
And then because that gives me gives me enough classes to get my digital certification my certification in digital marketing. So I'll have an associate's degree in digital media, certification that, and then all my Adobe stuff certified, and something else certified. I get a certification because I didn't get all that stuff at OSU. That's why I went back to Rhodes to finish this all up because I really wanted all these certifications. Because in like the real world, you need certified to get jobs for like TV stations and stuff like that. They look at that if you have the certification or years experience, which I kind of have the years experience. I don't have the years experience in the right video stuff.
Right.
I think this is where I'm missing the point because I was talking to some people about that and stuff. And then I got my third class, which is a graphic novel class.
Oh, awesome!
So, yeah, I was told that I better not tell the professor that I do all this stuff.
Excuse me, Professor. How do you turn this laptop on?
Well, no, we're talking comic books.
Yeah. Oh,
it's a comic book class.
Oh! When you said graphic, I went straight.
I said graphic novels.
Graphic novels.
That's what they call it. Is graphic novels now.
Oh my god!
Remember, that's the new term.
Oh man!
We'll probably have to read Dark Knight. Watchmen. What do you have to do? Probably none of the assignments. I'll just fill out the test.
For extra credit, I went back in time and had my picture taken with the artist. Here, yeah, I went back in For extra credit, I went back in time and interviewed the writer.
I'll pull up my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle #1 with my picture of me as a turtle in it and show it in class. because I do have the graphic novel version of it.
Mhm. Oh my God.
But oh well, I think we've talked enough.
For extra credit, I brought the writer in.
I'm zooming
Oh my
in.
God, dude, that would be the shit. Oh my God. And I could see you being able to pull something like that off. Yes. In this course, we're going to be discussing this book. Oh, okay. Here's the artist who drew it.
Here's we're talking about Kingdom Come. Oh, Mark Wade's here.
Yeah. Oh, that would be baller. It's like we're bringing in a special lecturer, Mark Wade, and he walks in the room. Hi, Richard. The entire class is like, God damn it.
Well, that happened to me on my other comic book class when we went to the Billy Ireland, remember?
Yep. Oh, yeah.
We tell the story about that. Everybody at the Billy Ireland knew me.
Oh, I got to tell you this real quick, Richard. This just because you said Kingdom Come, I got curious. See, I've got it right here.
Oh, Mike's off stand. Oh, okay.
This is the cassette.
Oh, wow.
Audio drama, right? It's not it's not like the book is being read. It's an audio drama, right?
Okay.
I got curious and I got on eBay to see if it had ever been updated to like CD or something,
Right.
When I looked up at eBay, it's never been updated. Do you know how much this was going for on eBay?
I would say about $325.
$1,000, Richard.
Jeez, not open, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, see, I have a copy of Return of the Jedi, not open on DVD, with the other part that's not being shown anymore in Return of the Jedi, and it's like I don't remember how much crazy price that is, but for some reason I never opened Return of the Jedi.
Oh my God. But no, I did. I got curious. It'll probably take me forever to get on here, but no, I got curious because I was able to download a digital. Somebody had uploaded the audio with just like still pictures on YouTube because I didn't at the time. I really wanted to transfer it over to the digital, but I wasn't 100% confident. I wasn't 100% confident, and
if you need a tape deck, I got a tape deck if you want to borrow it.
I'm scared to put that in. I'm terrified to put that in.
I know, like Used Kids Records today posted that they got a bunch of blank cassette tapes in the day. A whole box.
My God.
A whole box of, because I almost went down, but I figured they want too much for them. Uh-oh.
No, I forgot when you do Kingdom Come, there's a big biblical, like legit biblical series.
Yeah, it's funny now. Cassettes are popular again. You know how vinyl was popular? Now everybody wants cassettes. Because I remember I was going to joke that we was going to put our podcast out on cassette.
Yeah. No, that's the. Well, anyways, I did a screen grab of it because I took this and I put it up against the computer screen and I took a picture of it, but it was like $999. I was just like, wow. I don't think we need a case for it because I mean it's still.
Yeah. I bet you could sell that pretty good. There'd be somebody out there who wants it.
Oh man, but
It's crazy how some of that oddball stuff is, because it's not, because like there's I don't know if you remember the movie American Anthem that came out in the 80s. The soundtrack cannot be re-released because of copyrights or something, because it has the guy from Duran Duran that broke off on his own that did some stuff during that time. His music's on there, and it can't be released again. And I have a cassette version of it.
Oh my god!
Because it came out on CD, but it was never wide released or something. It was weird. There's like a lot of stuff that comes out that's limited, and then you can't get it because that was like Star Trek 2 for the longest time. It was hard to find.
I remember, yeah.
And then it finally did come out on Amazon, where you could just buy it and download it. But you couldn't get a copy of it for the longest time.
So, yeah.
Well, that's like BJ and the Bear. We always joke around about, right? You know, BJ and the Bear. That's why the series isn't out, because there's some music in there that they use that they can't get the rights to.
Oh man!
Yeah, that's why it has never come back. That's why it's never been re-released. Because between that and there was another show during that time frame that one of the songs ties up the whole series, and they don't want to release it without that song or something. I don't know. I don't know if it's the theme song, you know, which would be instrumental to the whole show, you know, because I know that's like Beverly Hillbillies. Like the first seasons are in public domain, but you can't use the Beverly Hillbillies song on it. They have another song that they put on top of it.
Oh my god!
Because I was looking into all this public domain stuff.
Well, Richard, it's going on 10 o'clock, and I do believe that we have successfully lived up to the new name of the show. In which, speaking of what, in case you guys are wondering, no, you're not in a parallel dimension. If anybody caught the little shake-up, we switch sides. Haha, look at that. And I still can't get, I got it right this time. I got it wrong. I went to do it wrong, and I got it right this time.
It is a parallel universe.
Yeah, but no, I you know, just between me and you, Rich, I think because you know we were calling this, you know, what we're doing right now was behind the counter for the longest time, but we realized.
Well, to be honest, why we kept it going there, because we wanted to reach 500 last year.
Yeah,
that's the only reason I wanted. It was like 10 episodes out, and we wanted to wrap that up. You know.
Yeah. Which sucks because of COVID. We didn't get to do nearly as much stuff as we wanted to do for 500, and
no, but it was all good.
Yeah. So, well, anything else, Rich? We're getting ready to wrap this one up.
Yeah, I think this is it.
No, the only other stuff I did during shutdown was I rewatched all of the Avatar and the Legend of Korra, and that was about it. So, yeah. So I guess to wrap this up, Rich, aside from here, where can everybody find? Oh, I know. I got to toot your horn a little bit, man. You've done a lot of work to the UVN website. Oh
yeah, I did a little bit today. As you can see, the new logo.
I'm gonna give Richard a wet willy.
I decided to add the plus. I know that's kind of wonky these days. Everybody's added the plus, but
Disney Plus UVN. Well, you know what? We're gonna give Disney that one because, you know, everybody else has ripped us off over the years. We figured we were gonna jump the bandwagon, and
what is it? CCBS is gonna become Paramount Plus and Discovery Plus, and but go to undergroundvideonetwork.com and you can find the updated video archive, the UVN Plus video archive, and that has like everything. That doesn't just have UVN behind the counter. That has all our videos there, all 870 whatever it is videos that we've done over the last 18 years.
Man, I know. So, and I'm going to cue you up for it this time, though, Richard. Get ready for it. So, behalf on Richard Catterjohn and myself, Michael Boroff, thank you for watching. We hope everybody's stays safe and healthy. We hope everybody is going to have and is having a great and fantastic 2021. So, behalf of the two of us, stay safe. And Richard, if you would, press the button.